Hi. Um, so this video is actually very topical to the issue of YouTube itself, or rather some recent changes that have been made to YouTube. So for other creators out there, you'll have noticed that we've had these sort of notifications saying that YouTube is making changes to the way creators are monetized. Um, and I have a few questions with this, or rather, let's say issues, for want of a better term. Um, with this new laptop I've got, uploading is very fast. That's a good thing. With the old laptop, it took a long time. It could take up to 1 hour to upload my longer videos. With this, it's pretty fast. So, for example, a 6-minute video takes about 1.5 minutes to upload. One of my longer videos at 20 minutes might take um, 8 minutes, and so on. Um, Already they've changed the method of uploading. So when you make the recording of the video on a laptop, you'll have that file and then you upload it. This new uploading method, I'm not sure if I like it as much as the old one, where you'd sort of click in the little corner, you go to the file, and then you'd upload it. Um, I suppose not that different, but the format I find a little bit harder to adapt to. I'm sure I'll get used to it, but I've also been getting notifications saying that your browser will no longer be supported at the end of October. Something to do with um, I forget now if it's to do with Windows, but that could potentially cause issues in terms of uploading. So I don't know. That's beyond my control. I'll just do what I can until then. Right. So this thing about monetizing. For a long time, I hadn't monetized any videos. I didn't even know about the concept. About 3 years ago, I got contacted by Broadband TV um, via the Huffington Post. It was kind of a partnership type situation, and some representatives from the Huffington Post in Vancouver kind of invited me to monetize via Broadband TV, and I took that up. And I didn't really see much of a outcome from that. I got a couple of pounds each month done via American dollars into my PayPal account, but obviously I got it out as pounds, and it was really nothing to shout about. It was literally a couple of pounds a month, um, by putting ads on your videos. Now, that was a bit of an issue for me, perhaps a little bit of a moral dilemma is maybe a strong term, but um, of course, I like the idea of getting money for uploading content, and I'm still, like that concept. It's after all, creating videos is work. You put time into it, you put thought into it. I certainly put thought into my videos. The actual process isn't particularly difficult. I just need a good connection and I upload it. But why not get paid for something that you're doing? Now, I've always covered serious topics. I don't do comedy videos. I don't do music videos. I tend to just cover serious topics and topical issues. So I'd always sort of thought, well, um, is it right to get money for talking about these things? I sort of had a slight moral issue with that, but maybe that was just me overthinking it because everyone does it. And I think as long as it's dealt with in a respectable way, then what's the issue? I mean, reporters get paid for reporting the news. So is there really any fundamental difference? I'm not sure that there is, particularly if, as a creator, you're using it as one source of income. But like I say, at the moment, I have nothing to shout about. And the recent monetizing that I've been doing, I haven't even seen a penny from that because I haven't looked into how to kind of reclaim that. When I was working with Huffington Post, which I probably wouldn't work with now because they're well to the left of myself ideologically. Although to be fair, they did say I'd have creative control. Um, Basically, one issue with all of this is that, so I mentioned the moral issue about serious subjects and getting money from that. Like, is it almost exploitative or something? I'm not at peace with that. I don't think it is. Um, However, I get annoyed with ads as much as the next person. So when I go to a video, I skip the ads. I think probably 99% of people do. So obviously, I can't complain too loudly about ads if I'm putting them on my videos. And I have done with a number of videos, but this new monetizing approach that they're taking has got a lot more stringent. And incidentally, my connection with the Huffington Post, that whole broadband TV thing, that stopped after about a year on the grounds that I'd fallen short of subscribers. Apparently, you needed to meet the threshold 1,500 subscribers, and at the time, I was on about 1,480. So I'm well above that threshold now. I'm currently on around 1,750 subscribers. Welcome everyone. But this new monetizing thing, it's very stringent. I mean, they will ask you, does your video, if you're a creator, you'll have been through this. Does your video contain paid promotions? So I suppose that gets into issues around copyright, which I don't really need to worry about too much because I don't focus on music videos. Occasionally, I might show the cover of a newspaper or magazine, in which case I will be careful to say it's not my intellectual property. If I am quoting a newspaper report, I'll always be careful to cite the reporter in that, so I'm not like accused of stealing their report. I will always quote them. Um, but I find that this new approach is very stringent. They say, for example, is your video made for children? And it's this new US law. Obviously, YouTube's an American company for child protection. That's understandable. Of course, it's important. But the actual monetizing process, I mean, does your video contain paid promotions? Does your video contain firearms? Does your video contain drugs? Does your video contain violence? Now, as far as I'm concerned, I am very candid and very honest in my feedback. So one question is, does your video contain content likely to offend a marginalized group? Now, with that one, that's an example of where this gets complicated. So I talk about subjects that are very topical, like the Black Lives Matter protests, identity politics, and issues around that. And I'm quite opinionated. Uh, and there's no doubt there will be some people who watch my videos and they're triggered by it or they disagree with what I'm saying. But I think there's a real problem here if people cannot be monetized unless they are absolutely uncontroversial. Now, I do understand the argument here. If advertisers are, their products are being advertised in a particular video, they may not want to be connected to a certain viewpoint. Okay, I get that. But I think it's a bit too stringent at the moment. I think it's a bit too shackling because, I want to take this channel further. At the moment, I'm averaging about 50 views per video right now. Some less, some more. And I'm grateful for all the views I get, but I'm ambitious. I do want to expand this video or this channel. I want to work on it. I keep saying I mean to get around to having a big look at the channel. Um, like I'm going to sit down one night, really, really spend time just sorting the whole thing out. See what sort of approach I want to take. But if we're now saying that, because I got feedback today, and this kind of annoyed me because when I'd been self-monetizing, i.e., when I'd been self um, regulating, for want of a better term, I'd always been very honest. So, for example, I clicked the discussion of current events around serious topics not named above. That's the one I usually pick because, as far as I'm concerned, that's what my videos fall under. So I never make a video stirring up hatred against people. I can honestly say that. Yet I got a message today saying I've got a low percentage of um, self-regulated videos that so a few weeks ago they told me that they'd seen no issues with my self-regulation. This is not verbatim, but that was the feedback that I got from YouTube. Now I've got like a really low percentage. And I'm guessing what's happened is because I talk about topical issues, and sometimes I'm critical of identity politics or Black Lives Matter as a movement, then I guess that falls under likely defend a minority group. And yet, nothing that I have ever said can rationally be described as homophobic or racist or sexist. I've challenged identity politics, I've challenged feminism. So, yes, I've come out with controversial viewpoints, but as far as I'm concerned, it falls under discussions of serious topics. It's no one, I don't know how YouTube could sort of suggest it's any other way. And I'm not saying that they are saying it falls under any sort of user violations. That's not what I'm saying. But they're obviously having an issue with the monetization now. So that makes me concerned because this is what I cover. This is my content. That's what I talk about. And I'm not going to change my content, i.e., what I talk about, just so I can be monetized. But at the same time, um, it seems like they're making shackling. So the only choice I would have if I want to be, go further is just not monetize at all. And a few videos I've just chosen not to monetize at all because although I don't think there's anything that can rationally be described as offensive in my videos, um, I just know that the little tick box thing is going to be, they will not accept my own judgment on that. So I'm just wondering, is any other creators have this problem? I.e., you believe that your content is done in a responsible way, yet YouTube is telling you that you're scoring low on the self-regulation thing. So apparently they want me to tick the box saying content likely to offend more marginalized groups. And maybe they will be offended. But if I tick that box, that means I don't get monetized. So it's a bit of a dilemma actually. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to proceed. I'm not going to change my content. I'm not going to self-censor what I'm saying because I believe I'm responsible in the way I make videos. I never stoke up hatred against an entire group and say they're all one and the same. Um, and yes, I do understand that advertisers need to protect their own reputation, but I think it's a ridiculous connection to say, okay, well, if there's an ad about some sort of shaving foam or whatever, and I'm talking about identity politics, then okay, people might say then they're endorsing my channel. But, I'm getting an average of 50 views. I don't think that these big advertisers have much to worry about from bad association with the things I'm saying. I guess it could be a problem further down the line if I get more successful. So, I don't know about this one. I know a lot of creators have raised issues about being demonetized. But there is a serious point with all of this, and it's about freedom of expression and creative independence. Um, and I understand the argument. Websites have a right to, set the regulations of their own platforms. But if YouTube really, really wants to have a plurality of views out there, it's going to start looking like they are kind of controlling the dynamic of what opinions are by putting creators into a position where they can only be monetized if they are talking in a very sanitized way. And I think that's problematic. Basically, it seems like if I want to be absolutely candid in the way I'm speaking in these videos, I'm going to have to demonetize a lot of them. So let me know your thoughts, particularly the other creators out there. What's your experience been? I'm not entirely happy about this. I think it's a bit too shackling. I totally get that, if you are talking about a controversial subject, then that comes under the category of discussion of a serious subject. But I've been honest with that. I mean, if you're talking about a serious subject, some people are going to take that in a certain way. It's not the same as willfully stirring up hatred. Um, so it leaves creators in a bit of a quandary about that because no creator is going to say, "Yep, yeah, I'm a bigot. I'm stirring up hatred." Um, so they're put in a situation of self-regulation. But my issue here is I have been honest. I have, for example, a question about the content, the last question. I don't write none. I do write this. I'm, discussing serious subjects in a responsible way. I don't know. Let me know your experience. If you're a creator, if you've had a similar issue, what you've done. Have you continued making video content uncensored and just not monetized, or if you tried to get monetized? I don't know. Let me know your experience because I'm not sure how I'm going to go forward with this. I'm not going to self-censor, but obviously, if this keeps appearing, then I'll have to either demonetize or um, censor my content, and I'm not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to censor, that is.